Shalom Aleichem, Mishnah Yomi continues in Eiruvin, chapter 8, Mishnah 7. Yesterday we talked about a cistern located between two separate courtyards. These courtyards did not have a joint Eruv, they each had their own Eruv, and how to allow drawing water from that on Shabbat. Now today in Mishnah Zayin we have a similar concept, Amat Hamayim. What about a canal of water? She overet b'chatzer. It's flowing through a chatzer, so there's a river somewhere, and they've dug a canal to connect the river to get the water to flow through this canal, through the chatzer, and then out the other side. So, ein mamolin himena b'Shabbat. You can't draw water from it on Shabbat. Ela im can, only if asu lo mechitza gvosar tefachim bechnisa v'yetzia. Unless they made the similar concept from yesterday's Mishnah, they made a mechitza, a fence or some sort of boundary that's 10 tefachim tall, 10 handbreadths tall, both at the entrance and at the exit. And don't worry, we're going to explain at the end of this Mishnah why this is a potential problem. First, let's get to Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Yehuda Omer, Kautel Shol Gabah Tidim Shemechutza. He says the fence or the wall around your chatzer should work as this mechitza. So as you explained yesterday, the Tanakama, the other opinions hold you need the mechitza, you need the separation within the water source itself. Like we saw yesterday, within the airspace of the cistern or within the water. Whereas Rabbi Yehuda is mekel, and he allows the wall that's already there on top. You understand the wall or the fence around the courtyard to be considered as if it continues into the water itself. Amar Rabbi Yehuda, and Rabbi Yehuda, he brings a proof. Ma'aseh v'amashil oval. There was such a canal that was in a city called Avel, and they used to draw water from there, from the chatzer, inside the chatzer, from this canal on Shabbat, and it was all pizakanim. This was on the mouth, by permission, it means, of the elders. So his proof is that they relied on the wall or the fence around the chatzer to do this. Amrulo, they said back to Rabbi Yehuda, mipnei shelo hayavok shir. They were allowed to do that on Shabbat because it was not the shir, meaning the canal was not the size of a normal gishmaka big canal. Now what's going on here is what the Bartner explains here at the end of the Mishnah. It wasn't the right shir, shelo haya amukasara, it wasn't 10 tefachim deep, olo haya rochav arba, and it wasn't 4 tefachim wide. Now those are the minimum measurements, 10 by 4, to be a carmelite, to be a separate domain with regards of the laws of Shabbat. So what's going on is if you have a canal of water that's somewhere connected to the river, which itself is a big carmelite, and if you have a canal of water that still has the shear of a carmelite of its own domain, and it's flowing through your chatzer, your rishus yachid, then rabbinically there's a prohibition from taking from one domain into the other domain, from this carmelite to your chatzer. Now that's if it's connected to the original river and it's all a carmelite coming in and going out. But if you have walls at the entrance to the exit, you have some sort of fence or border or mechitza within the canal, now you've cut it off from the rest of the existing carmelite outside, and it becomes part of your rishus yachad, part of your chatzer. Great, let's go into Mishnah Chet. Gezustra. Gezustra is a wonderful word. I'm not sure where it's from, but it means a balcony. And the Bartner here says it's ke'ein daf. It's like the daf. Now, the daf Yomi we're familiar with, similar to Mishnah Yomi, but daf also means just a board. So we see that it's good to have a daf. Good to have a daf for learning. It's good to have a balcony outside your house. It's sticking out over the water. Shila mola minamayim, the Mishnah says. It's sort of this balcony sticks out over a river, over a body of water. Ein memolin himena b'Shabbat. Again, you can't draw water from it on Shabbat. Ela im ken asula mechitza gevosar tefachim, unless you make a fence around this area 10 tefachim tall. Now, what's going on is we're talking about making a fence around a hole that he's formed in his daf, in his gezustra, in his balcony. So he basically has a hole in the bottom of his balcony so he can lower a bucket into the river. And again, the river is a carmelite. So you can't stick your bucket into the carmelite and then pull it up onto your gezustra and into your house, into your rishus hayachid. But if you make this fence and this mechitza, and it's 10 tefachim tall, now once it has the minimum shear of 10 tefachim, we can view it through gud asik mechitza, as if it extends down into the water below, so that water right below the hole in your gezustra becomes also a rishus yachid. So you can pull from that rishus yachid into your balcony and into your house. And the Mishnah says, Bain milmola, bain milmota. And this mechitza, these four walls around your hole to draw the water, it could be on top of your gezustra, or it could be underneath your gezustra also. So you have more gezustra space to deal with, as long as you have these walls around it. And also you would need 4x4 tefachim length and width, in addition to the 10 tefachim height, to get it to be the size of a reshut for Shabbat. The Mishnah continues, and also when you have two balconies, you'll see this in Eretz Yisrael, all the apartments have balconies for sukkah, and they actually davka don't put them one on top of another, so they can all build sukkahs, but here they have one balcony above another one, one's above the other, asula elyona. If they make a fence, this 10 tefachim border for the upper one, v'lo asula tachtona, but they didn't do for the bottom one, shteikan nesurat ad she'arvu. They can't use the water hole to draw water unless they make an eruv to combine their property rights. What's going on here is that hole to access the river that's in the upper balcony, well, you also need a hole right below it in the lower balcony, so the lower balcony and upper balcony are kind of partners in this balcony arrangement, similar to various apartments that share one chatzer. So they need to combine in an eruv to allow accessing the water that's underneath through building this 10 tefachim tall mechitza. Yashar kochachem and Shabbat Shalom.